absolutely baraka, bless efforts of goodness. And it says, verse 4, but let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, Allahayim, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. So it says, if a man wants to be wise, if a man wants to know what decisions to make, Most High say, first of all, learn to be unselfish. Oh, Most High say, wait, before I even get to you, no, it ain't about you. Before I even get to you, it ain't about you. You want wisdom? You want something? You don't want the rest for it? You don't want your brothers to have it? You don't want your sisters to have it? That sound a little selfish right there. That sound like you all for one and one for you. So no, the Most High say, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pray for every man, say that he giveth all men liberally and upbraideth it not, and it shall be given him. So my key for me giving it, getting it, I seen the building, Latasha. Yes, all praises. It says, so if you want it, ask for somebody else to get it, and then you will receive it as well. The Most High told the disciples when they had to go into Asia Minor, when they had to go into all these places that ate pork and whatnot, and the customs was if you walked in their house and they offered you food, you had to eat it. And they said to them, what do we do? Because they're going to find it disrespectful if we don't eat their food. But you've taught us the Levitical diet. You've taught us that our body is a temple, and this world doesn't see it. So what do we do? He says, what a man puts in his mouth does not defile him. It is what comes out of his mouth that defiles him. And understand that when you walk in Rome, peace, and if that peace is not returned to you, if the person in the home, those people in that home does not say peace back unto you or give that back unto you, the Most High says that peace will return unto you. Oh, so if he says you want wisdom, you got to go and give it to everybody else for you to get it. And then he told his disciples that you give peace to a home. And if nobody in there accepts that and gives it back to you, then that comes back unto you. It is always about your actions. It is always about your energy. It is about your vibe. It is about you being a nucleus and knowing that the world is your electron and your protons. And when they're out of order, it's not because they're out of order. Because you're out of order as the nucleus. And when you get you right, then they'll rotate properly. Huh. Come on, man. We're dropping it tonight. But let him ask in faith, not wavering. Oh. So we're getting directly specific on how you're going to do this. So you can't just ask for everybody to have wisdom. You got to be unwavering with it. How they say in churches, you got to know that you know that you know. Right? You got to know that you know that you know. Know what? I know what I've tested the Most High in and what he's given to me in return. I see it. I'm looking at it right now. So you know what I mean? I don't have a blind faith thing. I don't know what that is. I don't know what blind faith is. I don't follow nothing that I can't see. I don't follow nothing that I don't understand. As a matter of fact, the Father says when I follow him, because I understand him, because I seek him, that when I understand him and his ways, that I have dominion over everything on this earth. And that the system of the angels that he put in place is now working for me, not against me. And when I come across trials and tribulation, everyone I win is for a level up. Oh, I know that. Like I know the back of my hand. I can repeat that in my sleep because that's my walk. I can repeat that in my sleep because that's my walk. My real get tired of me saying that. I know. I start saying it and she's like, I see the eyes go to moving. I know you heard it before. I done said it a million times. I know. But we're going to get it tonight. Right? And it says, verse 6, but let him ask in faith, not wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed, meaning that you ain't got no foundation, you ain't got no foothold in nothing. Where's the dirt that your roots are in? When we're talking about who you trust in, when things go bad, when the world turns around, where your roots at? Because you got to go to your roots then, because the world's trying to pull you. When the world is giving you its problems, the world is trying to pull you from your roots. It's trying to uproot you from your faith, from your love, from your power. We can't have that. we can't do that. I got to stay rooted right here. I got to stay rooted in my power, because I see my power. I see my power. I always like to tell my young Hebrew, know when you're winning. Know when you're winning. Because as I used to do as a youth, I used to talk myself right out of winning into losing. I've been winning and just keep on talking and just, now you know lost, Glenn. It's all right, you're punished. Enter your room. Wait, but I thought everybody was smiling. And then you just kept on talking. Your mouth just put you right there. So when I tell him that, he don't understand. I understand where you're coming from, but learn when you're winning. You know what I'm saying? Learn when you're winning. And that's the same thing as us as adults. We got to know when we're winning. We got to know when to have patience. We got to know that patience doesn't mean I'm losing. Patience doesn't mean I get frantic. Patience means I stand a little bit longer. Because remember, Abednego, Meshach, they was in that fire, but they didn't get burned. We're going to get to that. And it says, verse 7, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything. The Most High said, if you waver it, Logan, if it's not in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, he says you aren't going to get it, what you're praying for. I don't care how bad the situation is. I don't care how dire it is. I don't care what you think that the Most High should see this. The Most High should know better. I ain't got to pray to him. He see that's a child need this. He see that's a woman. He see that's a widow. He see that man in jail. I ain't got to pray for that. That's his job. You know. That's how we're gonna go with this. That's his job. Is you doing your job? Is you is you doing your job before you say what he should be doing, because now the fire's at your foot. It says, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High. A double-minded man is unstable in all, not one, in all his ways. Yeah, trying to work, you working that trunk into the ground. That's right, my brother. Yeah. It says, let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted. That's my queens too now. My ladies, when you are in that low position and thinking that there ain't nobody here, ain't nobody around, the Most High hears. He sends somebody. He's going to send somebody if you're righteous. If you hold on, if you endure, you are not alone. You're never alone. You have no idea the hour that the Most High is going to return, and you have no idea the hour that he's going to turn your circumstances. You never know. And you're not doing it looking at the clock. Our patience is impossible when we're looking at the clock. When we're trying to judge when the Most High is supposed to give us our barakas. When am I supposed to get my blessings? When am I supposed to get my turn? Wait. Everybody else getting this and they getting new cars over here. He got a new job. He talking about a new lick he ran. They getting married over there. Was she having a child? What happened to mine? Sometimes the Most High put it in your face all around. You know what I'm saying? For you to see. For you to ask that question. When me? When is it my turn? Because the next question becomes, what am I not doing? And that's where he wants you. That's where he wants you on this Shabbat. For you to say, well, what am I not doing? That's where he wants you. That's where he can mold you. That's where he can work with you. That's where he can show you everything that you need to see. Right there. When you get to the point where you say, well, Well, why not me? Why aren't I living my best life? Right? Why ain't the sun shining on my face today? Well, right after you get from that egotistical aspect, you ask yourself the next question inwardly with nobody around. Well, what's wrong with me? Well, why I'm not what I ain't did? That's where he wants you. That's where he molds you. That's where he's like, you're ready to listen to me now. He's not putting all these people around you and everybody else is getting barakas for you to be envy, for you to be jealous. He's telling you that, yo, your path nobody can have but you got. What I got for you, nobody can have. It don't matter if your sister is balling out of control. The path that he has for you is the path he has for you, and she ain't got none of yours. She ain't got 1 cent of what is in store for you. You know what I'm saying? Not one. Let me tell you something. Lord, the Most High got enough for everybody. What? Yeah, he got enough for everybody. You ain't got to worry about what nobody else got. He got yours. He got it. He ain't gonna sell it to nobody else. Don't worry. You ain't got to worry. All you got to be concerned about is doing your homework, is paying attention. For us, that's out of school, that's the Ruach HaKodesh. And it says, that's why he's saying in James in 9, verse 9, chapter 1, let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted. Because the Most High says the meek shall inherit the earth. He's telling you that when you in your low position, don't be sitting up there talking about woe is me and I can't get it right, it won't get right, and all these problems. No. He said rejoice. He said I brought you there for a reason because I'm about to bring you up, but you got to see what you're doing. You got to put the work in right here. I put you in a place where you ain't got no fun around. You ain't got no TV. You ain't got no girls singing. You ain't got no boys calling trying to get your phone number. I put you in a place all by yourself so you can work on this thing. That's why I put you in a low degree so that I can get you to do what I need you to do. If you can accept that and get into your Rocky mode, you know, dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? If you can get into your Rocky mode and know you it's time for training and take that in as a badge and get to working on yourself so that you can be that reflection. Verse 10 it says, but the rich in the he is made low. But the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away. So what's I saying? Don't be envious of the rich. That money is going to surely pass away. They say a fool and his money will surely divide, will surely part. A fool and his money will surely part. It says, verse 11, for the sun is no sooner risen with the burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower therefore faileth, and the grace of the fashion of it perisheth. So also shall the rich man fade away in all his ways. Blessed, Baraka is the man that endureth the temptation. For what? Baraka is the man that endured temptation. Remember, I said temptation was nothing more than options, than the everyday decisions that we make. Sometimes that temptation is fueled by our lust. Sometimes that decision is fueled by our desires. Sometimes that is fueled by our fear. Sometimes that's fueled by our unknowing, the unknown, and being afraid of that. But that's the temptation. The decisions is the temptation. It says, but you are Barakas, is the man that endured that decision. To be calm in it. Don't rush to decide. Let him do his work because he needs you to walk in it. He needs you to walk in you clearing up you. He needs you to walk that. He can't do it for you. He wants you to stand up to the tower of water that's about to collapse upon you. He wants you to stand up to the men, to the armies. He wants you to stand up to the righteousness. It says, for when he is tired, he shall receive the crown of life. Oh, my queens. They say when we get tired, when we are fighting a good fight, and it seems like it just ain't no end, but we ain't turning though. We are, as they say on the football field, we leaving it all out there on the field, right? You ain't gonna be the one with the penalty offsides or lose your temper in the midst of it and get a personal foul. Nah, you're gonna play the game with your best until the end, and the Most High will make a victory happen. It says, "Ye shall receive the crown of life, which the Most High had promised to them that love Him." Ooh, that love Him. See, you love what you can trust, right? You love it because you can trust it. That's why you love your car, because it can get you to the job. That's why you love your paycheck, so you can pay your bills. You can have your roof over your head. You love what you can trust. The question on the Shabbat is, how much do you trust the Most High? How much love are you willing to give unto Him? How vulnerable are you willing to be a reflection of Him, so that He can show the whole world that when you are vulnerable, I give blessings. That's what He wants the world to see. He wants the world to see that if y'all just take off that armor and consider me and be vulnerable, be my lambs, be my lambs. I've already had the sacrifice for you. I've already did the death thing for you. I have conquered that death for you. Verse 13, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. I'm tempted by the Most High. And they say, no, no, no. It says, for the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted He any man. Whew. Most High can't be tempted by evil, and nor does He even consider doing it unto man. It's petty unto Him. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust had conceived, that means when lust had fully given birth, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, and when it is finished, bringeth forth death. There's death in many ways. Death just ain't physical. There's a lot of people walking around that are zombies. That would be dead but walking. Verse 15. Then, I said verse 15. Then when lust had conceived, it bring forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bring forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren and sisters of Kotis. See, the Most High has that one hitter that can end the fight. Yeah, anytime it's time to trust in, I trust His eyes looking at what you are facing. If you can't, yeah, if you ain't there to be coached by the Most High, my brother, if you ain't willing to let the Ruach HaKodesh mold you, if you so caught up in love with yourself that you think you is perfect, that you is perfect, you can't nothing else help you. And you got everything you need. Well, hey, this ain't the lesson for you, right? So, verse 16 it says, "Do not err, my beloved brethren in the Kotis. Every good gift and every perfect gift, every good gift and every perfect gift comes from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness," no change, neither shadow of turning, never thinks so. Of his own, see, of his own will beget he us with the word of truth. It says, of his own will beget us with the word of his truth. What that means to y'all? This is James that walked with Yasha. This is the eyewitness, the man that brushed teeth with him in the morning, that slept with him in the bed when he was kids. He is saying right here that the Most High gave us his, beget a child to give unto us, and that he would be the word, that he is the word of truth. Truth. It says, of his own will beget he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. So it's telling you right there that the reason for this is to be vulnerable. The whole game plan is that we would be creatures of the Most High, and that he would exact his power, his vengeance upon all that goes against his will. Since you will be exacting his will, since you're walking in his will, then that would be any that came against you. But since we seek him not, since we not considering him, we are considering the lollipops, we are considering the wars, we are considering the pestilence, we are considering the end of the world. Verse 18, of his own will beget he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Wherefore, my beloved brethren in the Koti, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superficiality and naughtiness, superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Who are you going to deceive? You're not deceiving the world. The world is full of iniquity. The world loves it nasty and dirty, baby. You ain't confusing the world. The world wants you to do it. The world wants you to come on and be with them. Misery love company. The question is, what do you want of this world? Is the only thing you want of this world resemble the superfluity of naughtiness? Superfluity. Meaning there ain't no stopping of that sin. That means that the juices is flying everywhere. You know what I'm talking about. Woo, ain't no power steering fluid needed around here. You know what I'm saying? My grown-ups got me. But anyway, I digress. So we say, it says, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his own natural face in the glass. For he beholdeth himself, he sees himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. You know, the ones that stand on the pulpit and say one thing and then get in the back and say, well, you know, Jesus understand, or Allah know we got to build a community, or you know, y'all understand, look, man, look, we all got to make compromises. You know, the politicians, you know what I'm saying? You know, my father and I was talking about politicians earlier, you know what I'm saying? He knows how I feel. My dad has a different perspective. That's the world he's in. My perspective is, well, they tried to, oh man, I cancel. Oh, okay. They tried to cut my my feeds now. Anyway, so it says, I'm gonna stop this. Everybody that was on the OBS that's on YouTube that's paying attention right now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys. Now I'm gonna keep y'all going, man. We're gonna fight through this thing tonight, man. We're gonna fight through it. So, and it says, you will speak and say that you one thing. And then the politicians, I said, you getting there and you ain't got the kahunas to be able to change these things. And my dad was like, nah, it's not really that, son. It's more of the fact that there are way more China balls up there than there is kahunas. And when the China balls outweigh the kahunas, it is what it is. Eventually, the kahunas start stringing theirs to China balls as well. So, as we understand, they have forgotten who they were. They've forgotten what they stood for. They became a fair weather friend. Mosiah says, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, saying that the law that we follow, the Ten Commandments, is the law of liberty, is the law of freedom. Any other law, there's no freedom in it. And continue it therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be baraka in his deeds. So in the works, you're going to be blessed. It says, but whoso looketh unto the perfect law, that's us. We're looking into this perfect law. He being not forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man or woman shall be baraka in his or her deeds. If any man among you seem to be religious, come on, James, bring it to him. What, James, my man, y'all go and say, look, let me get at you politicians. Let me get at you pulpit guys, right? He said, if any man among you seem to be too religious and bridleth not his tongue, he said, you don't get a hold of your tongue, but deceiveth his own heart. This man, religion is vain. Vanity. Verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before Elohim and Ahaya Shoahaya is this: to visit the fatherless and widow in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Man, I'm going to say it again. Get the game. Pure, unadulterated, the way that you can follow Yasha and the Most High. It says, undefiled before Alahaya Shor Ahaya. That's I am that I am. And Alahayim, the Father, is this: to visit the fatherless and widow in their affliction and keep himself unspotted from the world. Let us get to Hebrews. Let's get a precept for that there. Boy, y'all know I love me some James and some Jeremiah. Boy. Because what's the theme for the night? Trusting in the Most High. You love what you trust. You love what you trust. How do you trust the Most High? You don't trust him with blind faith. You don't trust him with just not understanding his way. You seek him. You understand how he operates, and then you see if he's operating. That's how you have faith. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 6, it says, so that we may boldly say, the Most High is my helper. Ahaya is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. That's a real thing to say out your mouth. There ain't no fair weather. That's serious man. That's serious roots to say that. You got to have roots in your Most High, in his begotten. You got to have roots in this. You got to have a testimony. That's your root. Every testimony you got should be a root into the Most High. Every testimony should be a root into the Most High. For you to be able to say this to somebody and mean it with everything in you, so that we may boldly say, Ahaya is my helper. I know what you think I'm trying to do ain't gonna happen. I know you think it is daunting. I told that to my grandmother today. I said, Grandma, no, can't see it. It's okay. I do. And I see that this is what he wants. This is what we're gonna do. Simple as that. She said, I know, baby. I see, I hear you, baby. I went, that's how we gonna ride this, Grandma. So it said, I know who is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Remember them which have the rule over you. Verse 7. Who have spoken unto you the word of God. Whoso said, whose fate follow, considering the end of their conversation. Say they fate end when their conversation end. You feel me? They fate end when their conversation end. Let's go to Psalms 143, verse 8. Psalms 143. I don't even know where I got this energy from, y'all. I was so tired. I don't even know how I'm rocking, but it's all good. Most High does all things, baby. And it says, verse 8, cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. When we're talking about the vulnerability, that good manner. When we're talking about vulnerability, right? Being a reflection of the Most High, allowing the big dogs to bark around you, allowing the executioners to sharpen their swords around you, to allow the righteous or the holy and thou to say, you know not the scripture in which you read yourself, that you don't know the Ruach HaKodesh when it's speaking to you, that you can't discern when Alahayim is touching your life. It says, cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning. For in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way, the walk, the way, the lifestyle wherein I should walk. For I lift up my soul unto you. Nobody else. My soul, I want to go with the Most High. I've decided, like the elders who say, you got to buy your funeral plot, your death plot. You making a plan for where you're going to rest your body. Well, I'm making a plan for where I'm going to rest my spirit. How about that? I see Jeffrey in the building. I'm making a plan for where my spirit is going to be when this flesh dies. Y'all can burn this flesh. Y'all can do what you want to do to this flesh. When this flesh is done and my eternal spirit, my energy is gone unto my Father, that's all that's all that matters. Because I was an entity before I got this flesh suit. The flesh suit does not. Oh, what's up, my brother Hurt? Yeah, what's up, my brother? I wish you was coming with us tomorrow, baby. We pulling out, big brother. But if you can still make it, come on through, man. So when you understand that the Most High, when you trusting in Him, when you are trusting in what He is providing, you ain't got no fear of what man can do. You're not concerned about who's sharpening their swords. You're not concerned about it. You are in the walk. You are following the law, statutes, and commandments. It has become a reflection of who you are when you walk. If they know a gangster when he walks, if they know a prostitute when she walks, if they know a policeman when he walks, if they know a student when he walks, why they can't know a follower of the Most High when he walks? Feel me? When you be in that reflection of Him, you're in your vulnerable state. You letting the big dogs, you letting all these people talk. Oh man, happy soul day, my brother. You picked the perfect time to get this lesson tonight. So when you got all of these people laying down these laws and trying to get at you and trying to take you out, and you're trying to walk and do the righteous work. And let me tell you, sometimes it ain't always threats. Sometimes it's lullabies. Let me tell y'all about the lullabies. See, the lullabies, they like leeches upon your desires. See, you have good intentions. It's like what they call a liberal. It's what Martin Luther King was speaking about. The liberals that tell you that it's not time to rise up and demand your rights, that they're still negotiating for you. So in your life, you're trying to achieve something, somebody's telling you, yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm going to do this with you, and then they never produce. They never complete the mission. They never provide what they say they're going to provide. They always got conversation. And they always distracting conversation. Those are lullabies. When you have people that just call you every day to, Lord, child, oh, child, I don't know how we gonna make it. That's lullabies. That's people that's sucking your energy, that's sucking your righteousness.